Now, I should point out this mic was sent to me by Synco for the purpose of this review, but as you may know, that doesn't matter much when I'm doing these videos. This is, on paper, one of the most unfair comparisons in the microphone and audio sphere. We have the Synco Mic D2, which retails for $200 on one side, and the industry standard for a few different industries, the Sennheiser MKH416, which retails for 5 times more than the Synco at $1,000. These microphones have absolutely no business being in the same video, let alone in a direct comparison video. So then why are they? Well, it just so happens that sonically, they're very close, which has made many people raise their eyebrows at the Synco Mic D2. Cool then. Let's put these side by side in a blind test and see if this can convince you to save some of your hard-earned money. But before we do that, there is a caveat, and in the name of transparency, I do have to tell you about the controversy. Now, before we get into the controversy, I'm going to say that I'm staying impartial for this video. I have a perspective, but I don't want to skew this video. But I'm more than happy to let you make up your own mind when it comes to this. 2 years ago, Bandrew released a video on his Bandrew Says podcast that highlighted a story from one of his listeners that said Synco and their subsidiaries were purchasing 5-star reviews on Amazon. Synco has gone on to deny this claim. And from a legal perspective, I think that's all I'm willing to say. I will link that video down below for your perusal, and you can make your purchase decisions accordingly. Now that that's out of the way, let's roll on to build quality. Now, this is like all other shotgun mics, literally a baton that doubles as a mic, or I guess vice versa. It's a solid build, no concerns really whatsoever. I will say this though, the clip is absolute hot garbage, and I'm kind of annoyed at that. Synco went out of their way to package this like it's a gift from a king. And the money spent on this showmanship should have gone into the little things, like a decent clip that doesn't feel like crap and has some utility and purpose. Now let's take a look at how the specs line up between these two microphones. The Synco Mic D2 is a hypercardioid electric condenser mic. It's 20 Hz to 20 kHz, has a sensitivity of neg 32 dBV per Pascal, dynamic range of 117 dB, signal to noise ratio of 80 dB, and a max SPL of 130 dB. Now the MKH416 is a low bar supercardioid condenser mic. I think he had coffee today. It's 40 Hz to 20 kHz, sensitivity of neg 32 dBV per Pascal, max SPL of 130 dB, and an equivalent noise level of 13 dBA weighted. So the release specs don't fully match up. Which leads us to something that I haven't heard come up in other reviews and comparisons: the difference between those two capsules. The MKH416 is a rugged mic, and it's fully intended to be used on set, on the end of a boom, in variable weather conditions. It is specifically listed as moisture resistant. That's because it's considered a true condenser. The Synco, on the other hand, is an electric condenser, which has been known to struggle in high humidity. Now, this is different capsule to capsule and generally dependent on build quality. I'm not willing to go to a swimming pool with the mic to find out, but it should be something that you're considering. Also, electric condensers historically have lost charge over time. That was a much bigger issue in decades past, and a lot of work has been put into development of electrodes that minimize this issue. That said, I don't know the long-term struggles that the Synco Mic D2 will have and whether or not it loses its voice. Again, this is going to be one of those wait-and-see things. However, the MKH416 being a true condenser, that's not an issue for it. Now, over the next couple tests, I'm probably going to give away the answer to which is which, so if you have your headphones, you might want to put them on now. This is me speaking into both microphones from approximately 8 inches mic'd above me. So this is the proper boom mic technique from above. Now the microphones are about 8 inches in front of me from below. And this is what they sound like. As I go between the two microphones, does it make much of a difference from being mic'd above or below? I think so. Now we have both microphones about 2 feet away from me, both pointed at my mouth. But these are boomed from a bit of a distance. They're right above my camera. What do you think as I go between the two of them? Do we have a difference yet in these microphones? And this is the test that's probably going to give it away. Let's see if you can spot this. Now, before we do the test though, I have some thoughts on this sock here. It's unnecessarily stylized, and I can't put my finger on what the material is, but I'll let you make the decision on all of that and exactly how transparent this is. This is me speaking into both microphones from about 6 inches away, mic'd from below, and they do not have their socks on. Now I'm speaking into the microphones from about 6 inches away, and they do have their socks on. Can you tell the difference sock on and sock off? Let's do this again. This is with the socks on. This is with the socks off. This is with the socks on. This is with the socks off. Yeah, I think that's going to be a dead giveaway. Now, you might have guessed this already, but microphone A has been the MKH416, and mic B has been the Synco Mic D2. Now, before I get into my thoughts on this microphone, please tell me below, did you get it right? And we're all on the honor system here, so lead with honesty first. The Synco Mic D2 offers a very compelling option at the $200 price point. And while I understand why people do try to lump this in with the MKH416, I mean, it does have a similar sound signature, but the way it treats those frequencies is rather different. The Synco Mic D2 is not a cheap replacement for the Sennheiser MKH416. And while you can do quite a bit with EQ, as a voiceover professional, you generally don't do your own EQ, and someone starting out might not know how to clean that up. The MKH416 offers up a product that requires very little EQ intervention, especially on deeper voices like mine. And the same can't really be said for the Synco Mic D2. However, this isn't a shot against it. It still holds a ton of value, especially at this price point. The price to performance is ridiculous, and if you need a boom mic and you don't have the capital to throw around, it's a no-brainer. This might be a very easy move for your production. Let me know what you think down below. Also, if you want to see how the MKH416 stands up to the Rode NTG3, give this video a boo here.